Hey everybody, this is Tiffany with Tiffany's Paper Shop, and I'm going to show you how to make this sweet traveler's notebook. This is with the Tutti Frutti collection by My Mind's Eye, which I do have in my shop right now. I do need to get the embellishments loaded in my shop as well, but I will be doing that soon. So let me just walk you through it really quick. I've got this cute, I will have this finished one for sale in my shop as well, maybe around $32. It's got a lot of stuff in it, and I spent a lot of time on it. I made this cute faux leather bow for it, and some cute pockets, and I did one of my little like junk journals for one of the notebooks, so I've got it kind of decorated up a little bit, but I will also be giving you the remainder of what is in this let's see, it's called the mixed bag, Tutti Frutti mixed bag. But anyway, yeah, everything that's left here you will get, and I've used some of this already in here. There's still a bunch left, so I thought this would make a cute kind of little like scrapbook type journal thing. Okay, so I've put some lined papers and some plain papers, and then I've also got some of the pattern papers mixed in with it, and it's all stapled together, so if you did take it out of your traveler's notebook, it would still be all in one piece. And I've got some things just clipped in because I want you to be able to, you know, do your own thing with some of it. So everything's made so you could tuck a photo behind them if you wanted to. Just lots of cute little embellishments with this kit. So, and that's the back of that notebook. Okay, I've got a little envelope, like a coin envelope here, where you could tuck little goodies inside. So I've got a little card in there, but you could put a bunch of things. It's got a Velcro closure. Okay, and then got my great big fat pom-pom paper clip, the pretty gold, the jumbo paper clip. I've got a planner in here. Goes through the end of 2020. These planners I just buy at Walmart, this size. And I did round the corners on it, put the cover on it. Okay, I made this cute paper clip with some of the mixed bag that I was showing you. And then I've got a cute little plain notebook in the back and a bonus little folder. A few more fun things in there. I've got a bookmark here that's laminated, and then you'll get a couple of sheets of the planner stickers that go with this kit. So I've got a couple extra things tucked back here in this back pocket. So I will be making some kits so that everything will be cut out for you and you can put it together. It will not include all of the 3x4 cards. I just have a few of them. I will probably be, you'll have to purchase the mixed bag with, you know, the ephemera in it separately. And these, the large pom-pom, all these 3 paper clips will be in an extra add-on kit. for about $10. So I'm not sure, haven't figured out how I'm going to do that yet, but stay tuned for that. It will, and the pen clip will be included in that add-on kit. But you can make your own easily, and I will show you. This is probably going to be a two-part video. It's getting kind of late here. So probably do the cover and maybe show you how to cover a notebook in this first video, and then I'll go through some of the embellishments later. So to get started, for your cover, so this is a kind of a, I'm not even sure exactly what size it is. It's just a size that I made because I wanted to get 2 out of 1 sheet of paper. So this is 6 inches high. So you can get 2 out of a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So for your cover, you want to cut it 6 inches tall. So you can just cut your 12 by 12 in half. And then cut it at 9.5 inches long. Okay, and then you want to score it at 4 1/4 inches. Back where you can see it. Score it right at 4 1/4. Mine's already scored because I cut these out on my Cricut so I can mass produce them. And then you just flip it around and score it again at 4 1/4. Okay, now there's lots and lots of tutorials, really good tutorials out there to make traveler's notebooks. This is just my own take on it. This is how I like to do it. I make a little, okay, then you're going to need holes at the top, 3 holes at the top, 3 holes at the bottom, right in the middle of that spine. And again, I made a file for my Cricut so I can cut these out, and there's a little hole in the center there. So if you wanted to make your own and you don't have a file in your Cricut, this is what I used to do with my spine. For my spine, I've got just a 4x6 index card here that I've cut. So I just cut it so there are 3 lines in the center. So I cut the last 2 lines, I just barely cut them off. Okay, so you'd have 5 lines, you cut the 2 on the outside off. Okay, and then I would just mark about 1/4 of an inch over and draw a line at the 1/4 of an inch mark. Okay, so okay, let's show you on this side. I've just got my line drawn here. It's kind of crooked, but then you'll need something to punch holes with, and I love this tool. It's from EK Success, and I do happen to have one left in my shop. I use it for my paper earrings as well. It's a really handy tool. It punches through really thick things. You can also use the crocodile, it's not a crocodile, We Are Memory Keepers, the eyelet setter. Okay, it's got a smaller hole and a larger hole. So you could punch it with that. You could use this. I have this jewelry punch. If you happen to make jewelry, happen to have one of those, you could use that. Okay, so this is my favorite one. The holes are a really good size. So you've got your 3 lines here and your line across, so that will show you right, just line that right up so you can see that X right in the center and punch it. Okay, this is going to be your template. And then do the same thing on the other 2. Trying to look in my camera. Okay, just like that. And then, oh, where am I? There we go. Find that little X and punch it, okay? So, let's see. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. I think I want to show you the pockets before we punch the holes in our spine. So this would be the front, and you can, some papers you could go either way. Okay, just decide how you like it. Some papers are directional. Oh, this one is directional on the inside, so we want it to go this way. Okay, and I prefer not to fold on my score lines until after I've laminated it. So, and for my pockets, I usually just use some scraps, like, so you cut 9.5, you'll have a, let's see, 2.5-inch strip left over from this 12 by 12 that you cut your cover out of. And I usually just cut like a square out of that leftover piece and flip it over like that. So this is actually a different paper, but it totally coordinates, and I wanted to use this one instead. But I usually just use my scrap and just you know, place them there. These ones happen to have the UPC strip on the bottom of it, so that adds a little bit more fun decoration. And then I like to round the corners. I just round the inside, the 2 inside corners with my We Are Memory Keepers Crocodile corner chomper. It's got a 1/2 inch and a 1/4 inch, and for this I'm going to use the 1/2 inch, just like that. And then this side, whoops, this is such good paper. It's got like gold foiling on it, if you can see that. Really, really pretty. Okay, just like that. And they don't need to be this tall. Sometimes I make them a little shorter like that. It just depends on, you know, if I have a background here that I really like, that I want to show. Okay, and then I just use a little bit of glue. Got this nice little glue pen that I've been using for my paper earrings, and you'll just want to put a tiny bit of glue around, just make sure it's just right around the side and the bottom. Okay, so your top and your right side will be open. So, and this it doesn't need to be a lot. It's just, you know, to hold it there while you laminate it. I mean, I think it does help it be a little bit sturdier, but you just want a little bit because you want as much room as you can get in your pocket. And sometimes I round the corner there first, or you can just, you know, trim it after you glue it on, just like that. And then when you laminate it, it seals that pocket on there. Okay, and then quickly glue the other one. You have to make sure that you've got that outside and the bottom. So, sorry, get the glue going here. Okay, stick that on. Just like that. And I like to let the glue dry for a while because sometimes I feel like the laminator heats it up and it will kind of smear, so I like to make sure it's good and dry. Like it will kind of bleed out into the lamination a little bit. So I like to let it dry for like an hour if I have time. Okay, and then you can trim those little corners with your scissors, or you can use the little 1/4 inch. Either way works just fine, whatever you have. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about that. If you're making your own, obviously you don't have to round the corners, but I just think it makes it look so much more professional. I would use the 1/4 inch for these corners. Or you can use, you know, any corner rounder that you have will be great. Okay, so then you'd go ahead and slide that into your lamination sheet. Let's see. I'm trying to remember if I have one here. Sorry, I don't want to run downstairs and get the lamination sheet. But slide it right into the very edge of where it folds over. as well as you can, and just I leave like 1/4 of an inch on the bottom. Okay, and slide this side right up into the edge of the lamination. Okay, I've got one here that I've already laminated. Now, if you purchase the kit, all your holes will be yes, if you purchase the kit, this is going to be finished for you. Okay, the cover will be completely ready. Like this, all the holes will be punched and the pockets will be ready. If you're making your own, so you've laminated this, you've laminated your pockets and they are laminated shut. So what you'll need to do is take an X-Acto knife and carefully, it takes a little bit of practice, but you just want to apply light pressure right on top of that edge of that pocket. Okay, and you'll be able to feel it. You don't want to apply it more pressures. I mean, you don't want to cut through the bottom paper. You just want to cut that lamination. It doesn't take a lot if your X-Acto knife is sharp. If it's not working, try a different X-Acto knife. That's what my problem was. When I first tried to do it, it just wasn't working, but it was because it wasn't sharp. So, and then sometimes you'll need to kind of slide your X-Acto knife underneath there and make sure that it's cut. But that's how I make my pockets. And I think it's really cute to have the complementing papers. Okay, then you'll need your holes punched for your spine if you're making your own. So you'll just want to hold that. Yeah, right in the center of your spine. Should be about the same size. If you don't have, you know, one of these index cards, you could just, it's about an inch. So then you could just fold that in half this way to make your lines. I've showed this before on one of my, let's see, one of my videos. Trying to think of which one it was, but you know, and then fold that in half again to make your line if you needed to do that. And some people score another line down the center here, so that helps them get their center hole in the right place. I don't like to have an extra score line down the middle of mine. So anyway, all you need to do then is put that, I would put it right at the bottom of your lamination, and if you have a tool like this, that's exactly where it goes up that high. Okay, and then each hole will be up the right height, so just punch those 3 holes. If you're using this one, let's see, oh, you can set this where you want it to punch, I believe. I haven't done that for a long time. Is that right? Ooh, I feel like, yeah, there we go. So it's got this little slider thing, so you can set it where you want it to be, so it will punch in the, you know, the same height each time. Yep. Okay, so just try your best to get them, you know, even. It doesn't matter if they're not perfect, because you don't really see them once you get your elastic through it. And then you'll need a hole in the center, so you'll need something to do that with, something else, because this won't reach into the center, and neither will the, you know, the crocodile. So I have this. This is what I've had this for years. You just need some kind of a, like an anywhere eyelet setter. So this actually is really nice to use, really simple. And all you have to do is push on it, and it makes a nice hole. You, if I have this little, I don't even know what this is called, that I drill holes with in my jewelry sometimes. If you had to, you could use that like on a piece of foam or a piece of wood. Okay. If you didn't have anything else, just use a big needle, you know, try to make the hole a little bit bigger because you've got to get your elastic through it. Okay, so that is your cover. Then you need some elastic trim. And now I have had this for a long time. I feel like I got it from Hobby Lobby, but I couldn't tell you for sure, and who knows if they still have it. Okay, this is how I measure. I go around it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Okay, loosely, and then give yourself an extra inch or so and cut that off. Okay, you'll also need a piece that will go, and if you order the kit, again, this will come for you pre-cut, this pretty gold elastic cording. Okay, to measure that piece around, I give myself about 2 inches. So wrap it around once, give yourself about 2 inches on the end or so, and cut that. Okay, so for the center one, the small piece, all I need to do is tie that around itself and make a knot on the end like that. Okay, and don't tie it too tight until you make sure that it's the right length. And then you'll, sorry, I'm not explaining. And then pull that together as tight as you can, squish that loop a little bit, and you've got to stick that through this hole. Okay, just like that. Now you'll want to make sure that you've got plenty of give. Oh, that looks about right, because you're going to fill that up with your little books and things. You can, like, if you have your books already, you know, stack them in there, and yeah. Okay, next, thread your cording. I like to start, so you'll want to come from the outside. I like to start at the top left. Just pull that down. Okay, and then go down to the bottom left hole, like that. And then pull that. I can't remember how far I want to pull it, but I think I leave like, 4 or 5 inches hanging out. Okay, then you'll go again from the back and go into that center hole. Okay, then they go back up to the top center hole, and it will start to fray, and you may need to trim the end off. That's why it's good to give yourself a little extra. So it's kind of like you're making a figure 8, it feels like to me. Okay, go through the back again into that right hole on the top, and then straight down to that bottom hole on the right. Okay, now you've got 2 pretty even pieces. This is the tricky part. You've got to go back through that center hole. So this is the bottom piece of your cording. So I like to pull this over so that you can get that through, and you may need to trim it. And I think I do. Nope, I got it. Okay, so back through the back again. Okay, so you've got 2 cords coming through that center hole. Take your top piece, come back and pull, let's see, so pull those away and bring that through the back. See if we can get it in. It is really fraying. Okay, so you've got 2 through that center hole on the top. Okay, you want them to be snug but not tight. And I always struggle with figuring out, like, okay, which direction is it coming from? Okay, I think that looks pretty good. And you can always adjust it later if you feel like you need to. Let's see, I think I want this one a little bit tighter. Okay, and then all I need to do is tie that in a knot. And that knot will be like inside one of your notebooks. Just like that. And you can usually trim that after I put my notebooks in it to make sure, you know, I may want to give it a little more space depending on how big my notebooks are. So that is your finished cover. Now let me show you so I think I'll show you the little folder first. So this is the folder right here. It's got the pockets here. This one has a tab. Mine have tabs that I cut out with my Cricut. Okay, like a little file folder. So that is pretty easy to make if you want to make your own. Oops. All you need is a piece of paper. You can use your 12 by 12 paper, and you'll want to cut it 8 by 8 inches. So that's pretty simple, right? A square. And then score it in half at 4 inches. So, and by the way, they have these at Tuesday Morning for $15. They're pretty handy. I wouldn't use it a lot as a cutting board, but when I'm doing both, it is really nice to have. So you'd score it. Let's see, I already scored this one. Oh, there's the score mark right there. So 4 inches right in the center, and then turn it. And keep in mind, if your paper has a certain direction, you want to make sure that, you know, like this would be your top, and wait, no, this is your top over here. Score it at 2.5, okay, to make your pockets to fold up. So 2.5, right there. Okay, simple as that. And you'll fold your pockets. Oh, you know what? On this paper, I like to make sure that you don't get cracking. I like to fold it backwards first. And then fold it the way you want it. And that helps it so it doesn't, gives it a little give so it doesn't crack. Okay, now you'll need to, let's see, what do we want to do next? We're just going to fold that in half on our other score mark, the 4-inch score mark. Let's see. Okay. You don't need to use your bone folder for this because you want it to be a nice, it's going to go in an elastic, so it doesn't need to be too crisp. Okay, now you need to make your little cut here. So let's fold it out, fold those pockets out, and all you need to do is cut a wedge, a thin little triangle right there, just like that. And then that looks pretty good. I like to kind of round them too a little bit, so I'll just hold them both together and give it a little round. It doesn't work, the corner chomper. I just can't really get in there for some reason when it's angled like that. But then I like to use my 1/4 inch and round all those corners. So just as easy as that. That's your cute little folder. And then all you need to do is, oh, also, all you need to do is put a little bit of glue, like we did on the pockets earlier, just a little tiny line of glue right down that side, glue that, tiny bit of glue down that side, and glue that, okay? Pretty simple. Okay, then one more thing, I like to round the inside, so your spine, I guess you would say. I round those corners. That really helps it set well on your elastics. Oh, see, I've got a little bit of cracking there, darn it. Because I didn't fold that one backwards first, I forgot. But anyway, that anchors it onto your elastics, and it also, that way it doesn't get like smashed in the corners because it's already cut down a little bit and it looks finished. So this is the one I just made. This is the one I cut out with my Cricut. Pretty similar. So then you could just slide. Let's see, I did slide. I had so many things that I was trying to fit in, so I slid my folder. So you just have 4 elastics. So I put my folder inside of my little notebook and then slid them together. And you could put a little folder inside, you know, all of your notebooks if you wanted to. So this is a little notebook that I happened to find at Tuesday morning that's just the right size. So your little notebooks, you'll want them to be about 5.5 by about 3 7/8. What I like to do, so I did a project with my church group with some girls for Mother's Day, and we made these, and it made it pretty inexpensive. This is a great time with back to school sales. I cut up composition notebooks. I bought a bunch of them and I took them to like your copy store or Kinko's or, you know, Alpha Graphics, whatever, wherever you get your office supplies, Office Max. Most of those places can do it for you. They have like a laser cutter, so they can cut exact measurements, like just chop. So I gave them a stack of, I don't remember, maybe 6 or 8 composition notebooks, and you can get them for 50 cents right now at Walmart. So you just ask them to cut the stack, and it costs like $1 a cut. So just cut, you'll have them cut, you know, about 5.5, so they're about 5.5 tall and a little under 4 inches wide. And then you'll have a little piece left over. If you wanted to, you could just make them 5 inches. The composition notebooks are 10 inches tall. You could just cut them and have them cut them in half. Then you'd have double the amount. But I like them to be a little bit longer. Anyway, that's up to you. But that is how. So it ends up to be really cheap. You know, all your composition notebooks are 50 cents each, and then you can, if you could get 2 of them out of it, then you know, pay $1 or $2 to cut 2 ways. Anyway, I don't know if that's making any sense, but I do that a lot with, like, I'll get like legal pads and have them chop them in half, chop a whole bunch at one time to make thinner notepads and things like that. Okay, so, and then you have your little notebook, and you just need to make a cover for it, which is really simple. Let's see if this scrap, I've got a scrap, so let's see if it's big enough. I think it is. So you just need a 5.5 by, let's see. How big is this scrap? Oh, we're so close. I can't use that because it doesn't go all the way across. Yeah, that's not long enough. Let me grab a piece of paper real quick. Oh, I love this paper. Isn't it so cute? Got gold foiling. Okay, so we just want it to be 5.5 inches. By 8 inches. The reason I like this to be a little under 4 inches is because then you can, if you were using, I like the 6x8 notepads, you could use those for it. So I usually get a bunch cut at the same time. Okay, I'm sorry I can't see where the 8 mark is, and I don't want to cut the whole paper. Oh goodness, my eyes. It's getting dark. Okay, there it is, right there. 8 inches. Oh, this, okay, this thing can't cut a full paper that has the UPC on it, so I'm going to have to cut that UPC strip off. You could use that to decorate something with. Let's see, 5.5, 8 inches here. Okay, so I'm gonna go down to where I like to save this full piece, so I'm making you watch me do it the hard way. Trim that out. Okay. All right, and then there's your cover. And for a traveler's notebook, you don't even have to staple it together because the elastic will hold it in. Now, if you wanted to round the corners, you can totally do that. Oh, I should have cut it a smidgen longer. Should have measured the notebook. I'm going to fold that better. Gosh, it's not straight. Yeah, I need my Fiskars paper trimmer. But this will do for now. Okay, so you can use your crop-a-dial, and I would do the 1/4 inch and just take 1/2 of the book. Sometimes you can go all the way through. I did it like that, and then do all the corners. Okay, and then that's your little notebook, and you can slide that into your elastic, just like that, and that will hold it together. Okay, so let's see, I think that's probably all I have time for tonight, and I will try to do a second video, continue this tomorrow. Let's see, I might show you a little bit how I do my junk journals, but not all the details. So, and I guess really that's just about it. Yeah, so if you want to purchase the kit, it will include this little coin envelope. I'm probably not going to try to show how to make your own from scratch, but you could totally like just rip open a coin envelope and trace it. There are lots of coin envelopes on Cricut, or you know, if you have a Silhouette. So I will show you how I did the lamination. I used just leftover pieces of lamination to laminate the bookmark. So that's your basics. So you could, I usually will just cut some copy paper to size and make, so I'll have a plain notebook, and then I'll have a lined notebook. So yeah, if you happen to find one the size, 5.5 by, I think this came in a 2-pack or a 3-pack, by the way, for like $4 or $5 a Tuesday morning. So you can put, so you have your lined notebook, and then you'd have your, I should show you, here are this is what the planner from Walmart looks like. Okay, it's the pen and gear. So that is perfect size. So you would make a cover for that as well. You can, I would rip this off. Just rip it right off of the staples and then just put a cute cover onto it. That is kind of cute, but it doesn't go with what I've got going on here with this pretty paper. Okay, and then you could slide that into it, and then you'd make a notebook with some copy paper. And that would be your 3 notebooks, and then you have one more elastic to slide your folder into. That. And then you can make more folders if you want to and put them inside of your, oh, I did that wrong, but you get the idea. You'd want to find the center of your planner. Okay, so let's see if I talked you through this. This will, this one will come with all these things in it. I will be listing it soon with the pen and everything. If you buy the kit, the pre-cut kit, it will include, like I said, the cover will be finished. You'll have pieces already cut for your covers and a couple of extra sorry, I'm getting tired, it's getting late. A couple of extra, pieces to put inside of it. And then you'll get one of these little cut notebooks to put inside here. It won't come with all of the sheets, but you could always cut a few pieces of copy paper down to size and add them in. Okay, so, and then you'll have to purchase the ephemera, the bits and pieces separately. Okay, so you'll get a gingham cover and a striped cover. You'll get this that you'll need to fold up and glue. And then you'll get another notebook, and I don't have any more of this cover, so it may be random, but I will show pictures in my Etsy shop. And you'll also get a couple of sheets of the stickers with your kit. It won't include the 4x3 journaling cards. So I think that's it. If you have any questions, please comment below and give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. If you learned something from it, I hope it helps you be creative. I know we all need something to help us be happy right now. Life can be a struggle, especially with all that's going on in this crazy world right now. Take care, stay safe. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Thanks.